girl Curly Girl Me back again with another video. If you're this far into the video, you might as well already hit subscribe, watch a couple videos, stick around, like take off your shoes, stay a while. But anyway, yeah, subscribe, join the Curly Girl gang gang gang. We lit over here. Big hair, big dreams, and even bigger goals. If you ain't got no goals, set some, sis. Accomplish some, achieve some. If you needed a message or a memo, it's me. Your time is now. Okay, that's what 2020 is about, but that's beside the point. Today's video is going to be just kind of like a chit chat about life, about motherhood. Is being a mother hard? Because I get these questions a lot, so I think it's only right to answer them on my YouTube platform. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my life before kids, or my life being a wife and a mother. So number one, my life before kids, I could just get up and go and do whatever I wanted. I didn't have to make sure that anybody ate but myself. I really just had free will and reign to do whatever I wanted. And I mean, that's not always a good thing, especially when you're the type of teenager that I was. I didn't necessarily know which direction I wanted to go in. I didn't know what I wanted to do. My life just was kind of like on the whim and all over the place. And I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but for me personally, I had no direction. So at 17 years old, I got pregnant with Kaden, and my life seemed to form some direction. Like, I'm like, okay, I have to get this done for me and Kaden. I have to get this done for me and Kaden, It was just a little bit more motivation behind everything. It wasn't more so, oh, I'll put this off till tomorrow. I'll put this off, till next week. It was like, okay, no, I have to get this done. So I had more of a sense of urgency once that I became a mother, as opposed to me just being like a reckless teenager with no like repercussions about anything. Also, I went out a little bit more before I got pregnant with Kaden, but once I got pregnant with Kaden and I had Kaden, that was all like really all I was concerned about. I'm like, yeah, I just need to be home with him. I need to make sure he eats. I need to make sure he's fine. He's, washed up. He has a fresh diaper. That just was my concern, because now I'm a mother and that's all that my main focus is. And like I was saying before, I didn't really have much direction before I got pregnant with Kaden. And I didn't even know, like, I knew that I wanted to go to college, but I didn't know if that was something that I really wanted to do. Like, is that something that I really want to do? Is that something that I can do? Do I have the strength to actually leave and be who I need to be? And I felt bound. When I had Kaden, I didn't feel bound at all. I felt like I could do what I needed to do and I could accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. So that was a good thing for me. And then once I met Josh and like we, became married, because I could talk about Kinley and Cairo and how I managed 2 kids and how I managed 3 kids after. I talk about like managing a relationship and being a parent at the same time. So with Josh, like I said before, and my video about how I knew that he was the one, I didn't necessarily have to differentiate my time between Kaden and him. And of course, like, you still need to, but yeah, so that each child gets individual time. But it wasn't like, oh yeah, like if him and I are hanging out, I cannot hang out, or not I cannot hang out with Kaden, but I guess in a sense, like, yeah, like, he is not included in the situation. Kaden was very much included in the situation, so it was easy adapting to a relationship and being like a parent, a single parent at the time. So then, we got pregnant with Kinley and things got a little bit hard. And I can say, like, people aren't born parents. You can learn to be a parent through experiences, and that's why I adapted to my situation so well, just because that I took care of my siblings, or watched after them and things like that. So having kids was kind of second nature to me, so I was able to adapt very quickly. But when I got pregnant with Kinley, because I was so sick, with Kinley, I was so sick. I was always throwing up. I really couldn't eat food. I had migraines a lot. Like, I just was sleeping more than usual, and I very much appreciate Josh for this, but he really picked up the slack as far as like housework, taking care of Caden, watching after him, and just taking care of me as well, because I was so sick. Like, I literally have videos, or Josh have videos of me just like laying around the house all day. Like, I just really never had the strength to do anything. But her labor was very easy, so it's like my pregnancy was really rough, but labor was very easy. So like I was saying, it just was a little bit harder to take care or like entertain Caden as much as he would have liked to have been entertained, being pregnant with Kinley and battling like being sick and vomiting almost every day. It just was a little bit hard, so Josh stepped in with that. So then when Kinley was born, it was a little bit hard adapting to having a 4-year-old and a newborn, because it had been Caden by himself for 3 to 4 years. So here's a new baby, a new relationship, and it just was like so many behaviors we had to combat, and which you will notice that your kids start to act out when you have another child or when you get pregnant, because it's just been them, it's just been you and them. And they do get a little bit jealous because, like I said before, it's just been you and them, and that's all they know. And here comes someone new into the picture, especially when they're a little bit older, like 3 or 4. Now, maybe 1 or 2, there may be a little bit of jealousy, because with Kinley and Cairo, there was a little bit of jealousy, but we were able to combat that, and now they're perfectly fine. They both play with each other. Even though he's really small, he still can play, and he's very active. So they play with one another. There's no like fussing, scratching, anything like that. That's all been handled. But yeah, it was a little bit hard in that area, and just acting out. But we got that under control like very quickly within like the first 2 months, and he was perfectly fine. But as far as like handling the 2 of them, it was like, oh, this is something to get used to, like going out to the store. But it wasn't super hard. It was like, okay, you get one, I get one. And packing them up into the car, going into the store. All we had was one diaper bag at the time, so everything was super easy. It wasn't too hard. Then here comes Cairo. So for one, I got pregnant with Cairo when Kinley was 3 months old. So imagine, like, for one, the fatigue of just giving birth 3 months ago, on top of dealing with a 3-month-old who barely sleeps through the night, and you're creating a whole new human being inside of you. So that was a lot. That really was a lot. I really was and I wasn't super sick with Cairo, but I was super tired just because I hadn't recuperated from actually giving birth to Kinley, and then dealing with the adjustment of having 2 kids, and then now I have a 3rd. So that was a little bit hard. My milk, I was a little bit discouraged because my milk went down tremendously, but luckily I did have a good supply, packed up. But then we lost some of it because our house was, or some of our things in our home was damaged due to a major flood after me and Josh got married. And it just was like, oh my gosh, there's just so many things happening at once. So that was very hard to juggle all of that. And then it's like, now I'm pregnant again, and I have to try to reproduce some of this milk, and my milk production went down. It was a lot, sis. Like, it was a lot, believe me. And even now with having Cairo and Kinley, basically 2 under 2, it is very hard when we go to the store, because we have to have 2 separate diaper bags. We have to have milk for one, we have to have, juice for another, bottles, toys, just some of everything. So it literally takes us about 1.5 hours to 2 hours to get ready to go to the grocery store, and then about like 30-40 minutes to pack everybody up in the car when we're leaving the grocery store. And sometimes it gets a little bit hectic in the grocery store, because Kinley, she likes to go into the basket and take things out, and we normally have to get 2 separate baskets, because the kids are in one basket, all of the kids are in one basket, and then all of the groceries are in another basket. So that is another thing to think about too, like when you have a larger family. Grocery shopping is definitely a job, and I never liked grocery shopping before I even had kids, and I definitely don't like it now. Of course, I will go grocery shopping if I have to, but then too, it's like being a mother and going to the grocery store is just like, it is so hard. trying to bring yourself to be like, okay, I'm going to go somewhere without my kids and my husband. So it's just like, oh my God, it's just so much. And then also having 3 kids and having a husband, it's a lot as well, because you don't want to put too much time or too much attention into the kids and neglect your husband, but not put too much time into your husband and neglect the kids. So it's like we have to find small times within the day to spend time with each other, or just talk to each other, or, you know, just text or something, even if he's busy, or even if I'm busy, or we may lay around and watch a movie, or we may watch a movie as a family, just to get some of that time back. And I know even if we have to stay up a little bit late at night, we do, just to make sure that we get the one-on-one time that we need, you know, for each other. So my routine, I'm going to talk about my routine with 3 kids day to day. So in the morning I get up and I make them breakfast, and then I watch a movie with them, or I let them watch TV, play with their toys, do their own thing. Then around like maybe 12, or no, maybe around 11 o'clock they get a snack, and then 12:30ish they get lunch, and 1 o'clock they're taking their nap. They're probably asleep for maybe like 2 hours or an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then they get up and I make them another snack, and I let them play a little bit. I may take them outside to run around, or let them run around the house, or just come into our bedroom and chill with us. And normally I try to film our videos when they're asleep, taking a nap, or when they're asleep at night. But y'all, recording is definitely a struggle. Like, it is. I don't even know how I do it, as far as like planning content, putting out content, like, yeah. So yeah, like I said, I try to do those things when they're taking a nap or when they're sleeping. After that, I make dinner, I edit videos, I post some videos on YouTube, and yeah, I get them ready for bed. So it's just like a constant cycle of the same things going on. And my personal outlets are my times at night where I do my makeup, where I can kind of just lay around if my husband is playing the game, because that's all he do, okay? All he do is play Call of Duty. All he does is play Fortnite. All I hear is do all day, but whatever. So yeah, if he's playing a game, I normally try to do my makeup, plan out content, or just, you know, play with Cairo or something like that, like something just to entertain myself. But my outlets is self-care across the board, whether it's my makeup, you know, cleaning my face, doing my hair, you know, something, just getting myself active and just taking care of myself. That is my outlet. Or even if I have to leave and go get my nails done, or just leave, and which my husband suggests a lot, and I just sometimes can't bring myself to do it, but leaving and going to the store by myself, that makes me feel a little bit better, just because it's time by myself where I can just, you know, let down, decompress, and not be mommy 24/7, or mom, can I get this? Mommy, can I get this? I'm thirsty. You know, that's normally how things go. So yes, is being a mom hard, a mom and a wife hard? Yes, it is, because there is no more you. It's you and your family. Like, everyone is included. You can't only think about yourself. You can't get up and just do whatever you want to do. You have to make sure that everyone is accounted for, everyone has their specific time, and that, you know, everyone is tended to. So yeah, that's the end of my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Curly Girls gang. We lit over here. Big hair, big dreams, and even bigger goals. If you ain't got no goals, set some, sis. You know, if you needed a message or a memo, it's me. Your time is now, okay? 2020 is it for you. Like, go ahead, do it. What are you waiting on? But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.